It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Denver Nuggets as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. So for San Antonio, their last game, a win against the Bucks. That game, a high-scoring affair. We'll see if this one turns into a shootout as well. Hey, let's talk about a guy we'll be watching tonight. The Manimal, Kenneth Faried. Just a madman on the floor and is perhaps one of the most active players in the league.
That's right, Ernie. He's from the Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. He plays with the heart of a line in every aspect of the game. He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Shout out to Brick City.
Brick City, wow, but closer is New York City to him. That's why he got that game, I think, Shaq.
And now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach.
It's game time in Denver as the crowd is filing in the Pepsi Center, looking to cheer on the Nuggets. For the Denver Nuggets, they come in off a good outing against the Wizards in Washington. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried them.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Spurs, Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's T in at the point. And there's the 3-second violation. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Feeds it to Leonard. Aldridge a screen. Ginobili with the three. And he gets the bucket. Ginobili's got the game going here with the first basket for the Spurs.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Barton. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Wizards in Washington.
And don't forget about the 4 blocks. Just a big all-around game, particularly on the defensive side.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
A bit ago, Mike Malone and I were able to chat. He talked about the challenge of game planning for Tim Duncan. He said Timmy's one of the best to ever do it on the low block. We've just got to play the percentages, force him to his left, and force him to make tough, contested shots. Guys, even though Duncan isn't a deadly free throw shooter, he knows how to draw contact. They want to avoid getting baited into silly fouls. Back to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And, G.A., he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And here is Hill, following the three-pointer by Freak. Hill left side. The shot by Chandler, wide open. And he overshot that one, missing. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. No good from T. The Nuggets on offense, trailing by 2. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up empty on their possessions. By the end, they were just happy to watch the clock wind down and move on.
Now, here is Hill. Against Washington, he was really on his game. Martin passes to Hill. Fires from deep. Rebounds San Antonio. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
Here's Hill following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Hill kicks to Chandler. Fareed against Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Barton. And it's off from three-point range. Hill kicks to Barton. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Barton's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. There's the dish to Aldridge. It's Ginobili on the wing. Passes it to T. Back to Duncan. For 3. No good. And it's Denver the other way. Here's Barton. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. The pass to Jokic. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Nuggets shooting their first free throws of the night.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
A different look for Denver. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Reed. Harris comes in for Will Barton, and it's Moutier in for Hill. The Spurs also changing it up. West is checked in for Duncan. McDermott comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge, and Parker subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Screen by Nurkic. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Now the court, your Nuggets dancer,
Since the All-Star break, these guys have been on fire. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. These are... Freak is second.
He is making his mark in a big way and with big points. You love to see guys get better the later in the season we get.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Robinson's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Leonard. Parker passes to T. Outside, Green. Back to Parker. Hands it from downtown. Parker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Kicks it to Harris. Denver passing it around. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. First in free throw percentage. First in fewest turnovers per game. And they're number 1 in opponent scoring. They don't allow teams to get into a rhythm offensively, and thus they're able to hold those points down.
And you look at their ranking, tops in free throw percentage. I think it speaks to their focus and discipline as a team. They look to capitalize on every mistake.
The Nuggets trail. Moutier with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Now, Moutier. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Chandler. Right through the D for the layup. Chandler's got his first bucket of the night.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
West, that's good. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Here's Moutier. The shot misses. Good D by Parker. For San Antonio, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Moutier, no good. San Antonio leading. And here is Parker. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. McDermott with it. Dishes it to Parker. Drains the three-pointer. Parker's got his second bucket tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through T. Coach is looking for something special from him. He's usually not their main option at the offensive end, but it looks like he's going to be today. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. They get it back. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
It's pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
46 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Parker. He has 6. That one goes. Count it.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
Moutier dishes to Harris. Banked in off the glass.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
And so it's San Antonio with it. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Parker kicks to McDermott. West can't get it to go.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Now here's Moutier, covered by Parker. And the basket good. And the Nuggets lead by 1. Mark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach. There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And, Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through the Spurs organization.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And when you consider how Denver is doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
You've got Will Barton. Harris is out there with McCallum. Then there's Kenneth Faried. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. The Nuggets trail by 3. And McCallum kicks to Barton. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. San Antonio's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Stolen. Here's McCallum. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Tim Duncan, even in his advanced years, showing you that great vision and still getting it done. Nice pass.
Here's McCallum. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington. Shot clock at 6. Right wing. Shoots a fader. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Barton.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
Here's T. Offline with his 3. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Screen by Fareed. Harris outside. Wide open. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
The tray. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Fareed's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Harris passes to Jokic. Here's Barton. He's covered by Leonard. Harris dishes to McCallum. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Jokic, no good.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's T. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. T's got the lead up to 4 now for the Spurs. Here's McCallum. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. He feeds it to Barton. 3-pointer. And he gets it to go. Barton's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. And the 3 off target from T.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things their way. No doubt they've been winning on the backcourt.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bucks put on a show. He had 18 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall for him. Really efficient night from the field. Another strong showing from him in what has become a habit.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little afraid. I mean, anybody who saw that game has to still be in awe of what he was able to do. Just absolutely dominant.
Boy, I tell you, he was in such a rhythm and on a roll. He could have won that game all by himself.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. The Spurs also changing it up. And the first half is now in the books. It's the Spurs up by 11. And now let's catch up.
Well, Pop, a solid halftime lead here. How were you able to keep their offense?
All right, guys, focus on me. We got them where we want them, and we can quiet these fans down even more if we pay attention to a couple of key things. Everybody was really mentally prepared tonight. That shows in the scoring we got off the bench. We didn't miss a beat no matter what lineup we had in there. We're going to keep a deep rotation in the second half, so everybody stay ready. Something I have liked is our movement off the ball and all the good looks it's created for us. Keep finding those open shots on the floor. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Aldridge out there with Duncan, and it's T in at the point guard position. San Antonio leading by 9. Ginobili the pass to T. Back to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. Duncan kicks to Leonard. Clock at 6. Now the feed to Ginobili. Rebound by the Nuggets.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Pass to Chandler from the arc. The shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. Passes it to T. Three-pointer. Rebounded by Fareed. Fareed's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. They set the pick. Hill with it. Picked up by Aldridge. Pass to Barton. And the pass to Jokic. Shot is off. Aldridge with some nice D.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. The Spurs have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And it's Hill penetrating. The teardrop falls in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Spurs leading by 10. Feeds to Leonard. Chandler with the block.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Hill passes to Jokic. There's the dish to Fareed. Puts up the baby hook. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season. Here's T. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. And that's 11 points for Freak.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight. And now we have a chance to check out Freak here. Since the All-Star break, he's been on first in free throw shooting, second in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And it's nice when you've got a guy who doesn't miss much from the line. You just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been automatic this season.
Harris is checked in for Denver. Ray McCallum comes in for George Hill. Fareed, a screen on Felton. Kept alive, but they get it back.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball. Well, you know, that's one thing they've been doing extremely well, corralling those caroms.
Yeah, that's about the only thing, because not a whole lot else going right for him thus far.
Duncan, the pass to T. Aldridge left side. 6 to shoot. Denver grabs the miss. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Fareed inside. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
You know, he's got a lot of inches on the defender in that matchup, and he can just shoot right over the top of him without worrying about being bothered.
Here's T. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And that's 13 points for Freak.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Here's McCallum. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The Spurs making a switch here. West is checked in. Here's T. Off target from three-point range.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Barton kicks to McCallum. Takes the three. Rebounded by T.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Here's Barton. Aldridge is covering. Harris. Here's Fareed. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. McDermott's checked in for Aldridge. Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Parker subbed in for Raymond Felton. McDermott with the screen for Parker. Shoots from the elbow. Nice shot by McDermott. McDermott's got his first bucket of the night.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Fareed a screen on Green. Robinson goes in. Here's Fareed. No good off the back of the rim.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Parker passes to T. Pulls up on the wing. That's good. And now it's an 11-point Spurs lead.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Moutier dishes to Robinson. He kicks to Harris. He feeds it to Fareed. Moutier pass to Robinson. And it's Harris off the drive. And again, Denver no good.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Parker with it. Now defended by Moutier. And there it is again. Nice make there from T. T's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Robinson kicks to Moutier. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Harris missing again.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Now, Moutier. He's got 7. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. San Antonio leading by 15. It's stolen by Harris. Robinson dishes to Harris. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Harris has got his second bucket of the night.
How can you stop that? With a crossover that quick, that lightning quick, a defender has to be almost superhuman to stay in front of that.
T, guarded by Harris. Fires the three, and he trains the three. Good-looking shot there from T. T's got 12 points in just the second half. And here's Moutier. 3 seconds left. West with the block. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Spurs lead by 16. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Spurs leading by 16. We've got Wilson Chandler. Hill is out there with McCallum. Then it's Will Barton. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game.
The Nuggets shooting just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. Goes up again, and it's good on the way in.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
And for the Spurs, their shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Duncan. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Nuggets.
First free throw is good.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
Outside Hill. Barton in the corner. Puts up a 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. T. He's guarded by Hill. Aldridge, no one around him. But they recover it. Back to Leonard. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Down low. Here's T. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And that's now 22 points for Freak.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Here's Jokic. Chandler a screen, just 5 on the clock. Hill has the open look, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
No slowing him down, just incredible numbers for T. 22 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
Fareed's checked in for McCallum. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Fareed a screen on Ginobili. Here's Barton. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside. Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
The Nuggets trail by 20. Here's Barton. He dishes it to Fareed. Rebounded by T.
High-quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Clark. On the wing, Hill. He's covered by Ginobili. Hill passes to Barton. Here's Jokic. Over in the corner, Chandler for the 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists now in this one.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Aldridge a screen. Kicks it to Ginobili. Dishes it to Aldridge. From deep 3-point range. And it's Leonard again missing. The Nuggets trail by 17. Jokic passes to Hill. The feed now to Fareed. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
T, the pass to Duncan. To the paint. Here's T. It's blocked. All by himself. Here's Barton. Finished off the break. Barton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Duncan kicks to Leonard. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And the Spurs lead by 15. Nuggets have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Chandler outside. Fareed outside. Fareed, a screen on Leonard. 5 on the clock. Here's Jokic. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 5 assists tonight.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Outside Aldridge. Ginobili outside. Pass to T. Takes a 3. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Hill. The Nuggets trail by 13. Chandler dishes to Fareed. Screen by Fareed. Poked away. Leonard with the steal. Got it. Good job in the low post.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that?
I'm going to let it slide.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Mike Malone gave to his team during that last break. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Denver's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. To the middle, and stolen by Aldridge. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Leonard the pass to T. Knocks down the 3 ball. T's got 7 points for the quarter.
He's showing no signs of letting up here.
Hill with it. Fareed outside. Here's Chandler. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Spurs leading by 20. Ginobili outside. From downtown. And it's Denver with the rebound. Fareed's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for San Antonio.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke.
David, obviously...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Freak. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
How about the show Freak was putting on tonight? It was a freak show. That's one of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen. Being able...
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.